What's going on, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here. It's time to review another movie. This time it is the latest movie to star Gerard Butler. It is the sequel to Olympus Has Fallen. This is London Has Fallen, man. Gerard Butler's in here. He returns. Morgan Freeman returns. Aaron Eckhart as the President of the United States returns. Angela Bassett's back, man. Melissa Leo. I don't remember if she was in the first movie, man. Melissa Leo's in here. And Jackie Earle Haley. So we got a good on cast, man. This is a non-spoiler review. I'm not going to spoil nothing for you guys. Just going to give you the pros, little good stuff, cons, little bad stuff. Give you the final score. Tell you whether or not you should go check this out in theaters. Or maybe if you're watching this down the line, or maybe you're watching this while it's still in theaters, maybe you should wait for rental, or maybe you should just pass the movie, never see it at all. So that's why I'm here, man. Anyway, this is London Has Fallen. I'm just going to, not spoil stuff, like I said, but let me tell you personally, I love Olympus Has Fallen. Sure, it's not an Oscar movie, it's not some movie that, Gerard Butler, it's Gerard Butler. Yeah, his record, okay, he's not a great actor, but he is, I like him, man. He's a really charming person at times. He's funny, sometimes in comedies. I even remember The Bounty Hunter with him and Jennifer Aniston. Wasn't a good movie, but it was funny for the time because I was young and I was like, Gerard Butler, holy crap, he's something, all right. So I'm a fan of Gerard Butler, man, but I'm not gonna be biased. I'm gonna tell you how it is for this movie, man. So let me get started with the pros. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my regular intro. Here's my non-spoiler review for London Has Fallen. First off, I gotta say the action in here is pretty awesome, man. Yeah, you have your cliched car chases, you have the explosions driving around, boom, boom, boom. You have those sort of things, car flipping around, slow motion. You have those sort of things in here, man, but this is a popcorn action film. It has throwbacks to the 80s and 90s. At times it reminds you a lot, when Gerard Butler is, doing action scenes and everything. Two things come to mind. John Wick. Keanu Reeves is a badass as himself. John Wick's a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. John Wick's a better movie than this. But I digress. Seriously, it reminds me of John Wick and Die Hard. John McClane, Bruce Willis. It reminds me of those two put together, man. And this is a very disaster movie-wise, as in there's explosion. Like, London is being blown up, man. The people, there's casualties. There's a lot of that stuff. So the action is really fun. It's, you could see the action, the way it's directed. It's not like Taken 3 where there's like 50 cameras, like one hit is like 4 different views, 7 different views. You could see the action in here. It's not like blurry or anything. You actually see what's going on. That's a good thing about this movie. Morgan Freeman, he's really good in here, man. I really like that he's back. Although when his character is basically in a room the whole time, he's just in a room, like, just doing Morgan Freeman, just doing the voice, his regular voice, and basically, oh my god, like that sort of thing. That's basically Morgan Freeman in this movie, man. But I will say, Aaron Eckhart and Gerard Butler, their chemistry together, man, is back. It's great. A few years have passed from Olympus Has Fallen, which they never really ever talk about the Olympus Has Fallen stuff. Like, the White House is perfectly fine, it's like nothing ever happened. It's just kind of like another day at the office, just he's already on his second term, I think, so. But I will say again, like, the action, the effects in here, some effects, it's 50-50. 50% of the effects are good. There's nothing like a really great effects, but there are, when they're blowing up and some stuff are really good. And then you have, like, the practical helicopters, like the practical effects. They have some practical helicopters, like real things. And then they have, like, that CGI helicopter where if there's a crash and it's like, it's like that sort of, like, you could tell it's so CGI'd and everything. Like, there are things because it's just like a $60 million budget, and when they're actually, I saw behind the scenes where they're not actually filming on the London streets at times, where there's just a big green screen and then they put the London background sometimes. I'm pretty sure they filmed in London maybe at parts, but I will say, like, the green screen, I didn't notice that until I saw it behind the scenes, and I was like, it looked like, I was like, how did they film this? Like, how did they film all this crap? And then it's basically green screen. And I was like, that wasn't bad. It looked pretty good. It looked pretty realistic, the whole, around surrounding areas and everything. So that was A-okay in my book, man. Like I said, Gerard Butler. Now, Gerard Butler does go a little heavy in this movie. It's not like he's giving an Oscar award performance or something. But, like, he's really, like, he's just a badass. He's just doing badass things, man. It's R-rated. I walked into this movie. The guy was like, "You have your ID," and of course I was on my ID, but I was thinking I thought this was a PG-13 movie. I'm happy, man. But headshots everywhere. There's decapitation. There's a bunch of things in this movie, man, that you will enjoy if you're a hardcore action fan. This movie's for you, man. Definitely, it's a real good action flick. Now, as a story-wise, it's a disaster movie. There's, again, like terrorist attack, basically. That's all you need to know. Turn off your brain, sit down, watch a movie. Now, if you're looking for a serious movie, dramatic movie or something like that, this movie's not for you, man. But if you want a good action flick, you want to take your bros out, your sisters out, your sisters out, I mean, you want to take them out, or your father, son and father little thing, man, go see an action flick, popcorn, all that stuff. Go see this movie, basically. That's kind of the thing there. For just fun movies. That's basically, it's a fun movie time. Yeah, there's a few slow things going on within the movie. It does take time to actually build up. Like, it doesn't go into action right away. It takes 15-minute build up or something, and then like a bunch of political talk, blah, 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 blah. Then to the action stuff, so all that sort of stuff, kind of weighs it down a little bit, but then I was going back to Gerard Butler, where he just walks into the room, he has a glass of water. This ain't a spoiler or anything. He just has a glass of water, and he's like, "I'm thirsty as fuck." And, there's just so many this ain't nothing bad, but I mean, F-bombs everywhere, and I'm kind of like, was Olympus Has Fallen like this? Was there, a bunch of F-bombs for no reason? Oh, God, I'm so fucking tired. He didn't say that, but I was just damn, the guy has a mouth on him just for no reason, just fuck. That's basically how Gerard Butler is at times, man. But definitely, again, the action, the effects, man, the directing, the cinematography of it did look beautiful. Again, everyone expects cinematography. Oh, it has to be Oscar-worthy, it has to be something else. Just for this movie alone, man, I really enjoyed the cinematography. I like the setting, man. London is a very beautiful place until it's all blown up and everything, man. But now the whole place is blown up, but some, parts of it were really well done, man. So really, really well shot movie, good action, and Gerard Butler, Morgan Freeman, all them are awesome in here. But with Melissa Leo and Jackie Earle Haley, they're kind of there, and they're I love the reactions. They're you're oh my god. But their reactions towards all this stuff, man. Remember, actors have to imagine they're not watching nothing. They're just looking at a green screen, and then, oh my god. And the way that it was all done, Jackie Earle Haley's reaction and everything, it was all perfectly well done. It was believable. It was almost like a realistic reaction to what was going on with the president or a terrorist. So everything really worked out well for that, man. I really like that part, even though they're in an office the whole time. But that just, just whatever, Morgan Freeman in an office, not playing God this time. And I will say, while watching this movie, my stomach was kind of hurting in a way where it was disturbing. I was like, oh my god, because you're seeing you're seeing civilians, man, they're getting hit and everything, and you feel bad. You're like, oh my god, because, terrorism's real, obviously. We know the whole world, man. The world's a fucked up place, man. But literally, the stuff that's happening in this movie, it's not nothing to glorify, look at that, boo, 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 boo. No, but it's just disturbing at times, and it's intense. It's a very intense movie, like I said, so it's rated R. It's not, it's action-packed at times, and when the action's going on, they go a little bit over the top in the action, unrealistic sort of action, where let's just outrun this wall of fire, let's run, yeah, Mr. President, sort of unrealistic things, you wouldn't outrun that. No, don't lie. No, man, this guy's 50 years old, the president, you ain't gonna outrun that shit, you know what I mean? So there's unrealistic parts to the movie, but then again, you gotta turn off your brain. It's an action film. What do you expect? You expect it to be so damn realistic. Have you seen the last Die Hard movie? That's nothing. That was not even the gravity, isn't in that movie, man. Gravity doesn't even work in that movie. Just Bruce Willis flying everywhere. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That doesn't work in this movie, man. On to the bad stuff, man. The cons. The bad guy in this movie, he really, he's just kind of the mastermind, basically, but how he got to his place and, how are you not damaged? How are you not hurt? How are you not disfigured? Sort of stuff like that. Question about the bad guy. He really isn't that good of a bad guy. It's almost like Taken 2. This whole Taken 2 reminds me of this movie. This is a good sequel. I mean, it's not a bad sequel or anything, don't get me wrong, but almost that Taken 2 villain where it's my family, blah, 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 now I'm going to kill you, I'm older than you, Liam Neeson, haha. That sort of sense, man, that Taken 2 villain sort of style. Almost sort of the same thing in the whole family, blah, 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 we're coming after you. that's kind of the same thing that happens here. And it is a predictable movie. You could tell what's going to happen. You could tell, dude, you're going to die. You could tell what's going to happen. Like, not every little scene you can tell, but it's a predictable movie. It's just an action film. You know, it's not nothing. There's no puzzles to solve. It's basically just, all right, let's go get this guy. Let's kill them. We're going to take back London, man. We're going to save people. That's basically the whole, saving, like, keeping the president alive. But it's predictable at the same time. And again, there are some slow scenes. It's a very cliched movie. Like I said, it steals a lot of stuff from John Wick, 80s, 90s movies as well, Die Hard. And then, like I said, some of the effects as well. Because $60 million budget, man, that's not a bad budget. They'll earn their money back in the theaters, of course. They're already at like $30 million, past $30 million right now. So, but still, the effects, man, you could tell some effects were like, man, it's alright, okay effects. And then you have some of that good effects, man, so it's like 50-50 with the effects. And last but not least, when you walk out of this movie, like, what about all the people that died? What about all this stuff? Like, what about cleaning up London? What about all that? Like, it just doesn't kind of go to that, it just kind of just moves on from that. It really doesn't really tell you, and this happened to London, Like, it just kind of moves on and, whatever, what about all these prime ministers and all these special people, just like, well, the president's alive, just like, sort of sense like, all right, just America again, By the way, if you're from London, man, if you've seen, I'm assuming it's obviously in London playing. Tell me what you guys think about this, man. If you are from London or around that area or on that special side of the country, man, hello, how you guys doing? I love you. Tell me what you guys think about that, by the way. How do you feel about London Has Fallen? Olympus Has Fallen was basically the White House blowing up a lot, man. So we make a movie about ourselves blowing up. So I just want to, how do you guys feel about it? I mean, I don't expect you to be like, oh, man, what the fuck, it sucks. Just tell me what you guys think, man, overall. I want to just kind of hear your kind of comments about this movie. Because I do think it really is, it's an it's a good action film, but overall, if I just spread it out and say, what's this whole movie, what is it, okay, good, great, it's an okay movie. I'm going to end up giving this movie, London Has Fallen, a 6.8 out of a 10. It's okay, it's a good action film, but overall, as the whole story and, looking at it, it's just an okay film. Is it a movie worth watching in general? Yes, it is, but in theaters or rental, you pick your poison. If you want to see an action film, you want to see a good 80s, 90s throwback sort of fun action film, this is the movie for you. See it in theaters. If you could wait for that, you're not a huge action fan, or you just, you know how you feel with your stomach, you use your gut, then rental. All I'm saying is it is a movie worth watching. Definitely give it a try. It could either be theater or rental. You choose. It's either worth seeing in theater or rental. I enjoyed seeing it on the big screen. You may too. 6.8 out of 10, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, other reviews coming. Some should be up right now. Zootopia, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, and 10 Cloverfield Lane. And my spoiler review for 10 Cloverfield Lane as well. Until next time, you guys want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. Really would appreciate that. Remember, London Has Fallen, 6.8 out of 10. I love you guys. Bye-bye.